Welcome, my beautiful souls. Today we're going to do what I feel is going to be an important reading. It's interesting because I already gave it a title. Whether I stick with it or not, we'll see. But I even wrote it down. I got a wild feeling. I got a wild feeling. Um, so what we're doing today is we're using the same format I've been using for the monthlies. I'm just loving it. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, this is where we go directly to our spirit guides and ask. Well, I have five specific questions. Now, these questions are relating around the total lunar eclipse with the corn moon, because that's going to be, and I believe it's tomorrow. It's a powerful time of reflection, release, and manifesting. So keep that in mind: reflection, release, and manifesting. A matter of fact, with Pisces influence, there could be emotions that come up. I feel like, they may be issues, like it may be something that I just need to deal with, or I don't know. Like I don't want to put a lot of weight on it yet. Yet we'll see. Um, but anyway, so the corn moon symbolizes the collective energy of your efforts and the time of your harvest. So I like to look at it like the last 6 months. What seeds have I been planting? Because we are now in harvest time. This is also called the harvest moon. Um, my favorite song by Neil Young. But yeah, so um, what else did I want to say? Oh, so while the lunar eclipse amplifies emotions and brings hidden truths to light. So keep that in mind that, it's a couple different things. It's releasing, reflection, or maybe reflection and then releasing, but then manifesting. It's like kind of going through like the Nine of Wands, the Hermit, right into the Magician's energy. Um, so this is about manifesting and so I have five questions I'm going to ask. I don't know why I'm just going on. These are the questions I'm going to ask. And it is related to the energy, but I feel like once this happens, it feels like it's just the beginning of a new energy. And I'm not even sure what I mean yet, other than I just get that feeling that it's just the beginning of like almost like a new portal opening up. So these are the questions I'm going to ask directly to our guides. What old relationship patterns do you need to release to make space for a healing, healthy relationship? So, any old patterns? I did base it around love, but it's also about life too. It's just about your life. Um, but I do feel like that's where some may need the most clarity. Number two, what truth about your current or desired relationship is being revealed mainly for emotional growth? What truth about your current or your desired? So, again, the energy of manifesting your desired relationship is being revealed mainly for emotional growth. This is only to help you. Number three, what is your personal harvest in love from the past 6 months? And how do you celebrate this? So, I don't know why I wrote the question that way, but I did. And I'm going to leave it that way. Um, Number four, how can you prepare yourself to receive love that is truly aligned with your highest good? Number 5, last but not least, how can you heal emotional wounds that may be blocking you from a deeper, more meaningful connection? So, now you could take these same questions and apply them to your money. You know what I mean? I feel like it really would fit in all areas. So I am going to start with the major arcanas, and these are going to give their own little story. And then I'm going to use the psychic tarot to answer the question with the help of the crystal vision and the gilded tarot. Everything is always pre-shuffled, but I do like to give it at least one shuffle with you here. Okay, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these decks so everything is ready, because once I start the reading, I want it just to flow. This is a great time to speak to your own spirit guides, which are here, by the way. Um, just say, you know, let me know if this is meant for me. Like, let me feel it. Goosebumps. Numbers. Like, I give numbers all the time because I know that they're signs for many of you. But trust your intuition. That's probably the main thing here is like moving forward. Our intuition is going to be everything. Some are saying that like anything that's evil or, well, it's just truths are coming to the light. Truths are coming to the light. And this is a collective energy. All right. I feel like I'm going too slow. Give him a cut. All right. And we are ready. I really don't like to um, start the tarot portion until I am in tuned. I am your messenger. All right. Major arcanas. Interesting. We have the Hermit, who is with Judgment. So interesting because we're in the year of the Hermit right now. This is about, many times I feel like in the Hermit's energy, like we've been knocked down to our knees. In that energy, I start to seek the light. I start to realize I am the light. I feel like this is a wise old soul. And I like that this beacon of light, which is really the wisdom that has been gained probably through many lifetimes. And then you have Judgment looking right back at the Hermit. Judgment is your spiritual team. They have a message. They're calling you to the present moment. It talks about a rebirth. And I love that it's like they're interacting with each other. So it feels spiritual and good. And like the wisdom I have gained. Some of you, I feel like it's almost like you're getting a degree, a diploma, but like a diploma in life. That's probably why I felt like this is just the beginning. All right. Anything else want to come out? Excuse me. So it's almost like Judgment is reminding us that we're in the year of the Hermit and everything it's meant for. So like there's going to be a lot of spiritual awakenings if there hasn't already been. This may be I feel like saying a grand old time. And I feel like that's somebody used to say that, like, this is going to be a grand old time, but in a good way. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it. Be present. That's what judgment wants you to do. Be present. Be present during the reading. Use your spirituality, what you've learned, how you have grown, and you're still growing. I also love this energy as just natural hit, like you're just a natural healer now. And sometimes you can't be a great healer without the experience. For some reason, it reminds me of like God sending his son Jesus. Hmm, interesting. Okay. I think I'm going to leave them out. They just feel important. I have a feeling they're not going to stay, though. I should get one of those little Scrabble things. All right, let's get to the questions. All right. What old relationship patterns do you need to release to make space for a healthy relationship? Jeez. Love. Love. Okay. Says love begins. The Knight of Wands. Okay, I feel like I get it. I get it. And look at this, the Magician. Literally, the manifester. I can tell you what it's saying. I feel like for some of you, it's reminding you of your old self, of your more carefree type of energy. Maybe a time where you did take chances. I often feel also the knights are sent by a king or a queen, and they're going to complete their mission, and their mission is to bring passion into your world. But for some of you, I feel like that's exactly what it's saying. Like, like it's almost like I'm forgetting who I really am. And maybe I'm becoming what they say I am. But it feels more than just your inner child. It feels like the carefree part of you, the part of you that chase passions, and not all of them paid off. That's for sure. But just like the hermit, this is where I have learned. This is where I have grown. I feel like this is also saying many of you have grown in the area of love. Even think of the magician, which, by the way, after the year of the hermit, we move into the year of the magician. This loving water is pouring right on the magician. And I feel like what the magician is saying, it's just a reminder, is what I feel, is like you have what it takes. You have what it takes. I'm just noticing like how the river just kind of, or the creek is kind of flowing, right? Just like how love flows, and sometimes it comes against a bay and gets stuck there, but this is really to symbolize unconditional love. And, I do feel like it has to start with yourself first. Interesting. 1, 1, 11. Okay. Like, I don't want to overread that. I get it. I get it. It's like, it's almost like it's not keeping your mind out of it. It's understanding that If you look back at your own history, you can, like, I can remember relationships ending, and sometimes you felt like it was the end of the world. I remember when Sam and I, as teenagers, I remember the way I felt. It was crushing. You know what I mean? But thank God I didn't say at that young age. I mean, we were just teenagers. I will never love again. I probably did. Then you meet someone. Oh, hi. Who are you? Next thing you know, you're in love again. So it's not about like damming up the river. I do feel it's about the flow, but I also feel with the energy of the magician, the growth, and you allowing, like, if you feel it, you would feel it. That's the thing. It's not saying just go towards anyone. This is something you would feel. But I also feel like maybe you did do that and you're like, I'm not going to do that again. What did you learn? How have you grown? I know that you have. All right, let's keep going. Excuse me. What truth about your current or desired relationship is being revealed mainly for emotional growth? Okay. What truth about your current or desired relationship, where I'm at, is being revealed mainly for emotional growth? Look at this. The Eight of Cups. This is exactly why I shuffled the deck. It's not the only reason with you here, but it is to help erase any emotional doubt. Like, she stacked those cards. Number one, I wouldn't know how. I would screw it up anyway. Um, but, you know, the answer is no. Eight of Cups. How interesting. Emotional withdrawal. Number one, the water. Like how water is being symbolized in your reading. This person is sitting at the water's edge. It's like sitting at the dock of the bay, just letting the tides wash your worries away. This is real growth, though. This is that willingness to look within the emotional house. Maybe the emotional house is where a lot of the blockage, or let's say things that may slow um, your growth. This is someone that's willing to do, and they're doing it in a very peaceful state, almost like meditating. Something about water, though. It's also number eight, number of infinity. I feel like that message is you've been here before. Use that wisdom. Eight is about a new beginning. It's interesting because the Eight of Cups does say love begins. I'm not going to say that yet, though I just did. And what's nice is the person in the Eight of Cups, their new beginning is heading towards the Nine of Cups, inner harmony and fulfillment of wishes. Well, this is the harvest moon. Now, there is your inner child energy. This is where we take things of an emotional nature, right? In that inner child. This may be where the healing needs to take place. Or, it doesn't have to be healing, it could be realizations. Interesting. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Well, the Ace of Pentacles, wow, sitting right next to the Magician, number one, like, wow, coming right after this new beginning. And where is this person heading towards? The Nine of Cups, inner harmony and fulfillment of wishes. So the Ace of Pentacles is something that's coming into your physical world, and it is meant to truly enhance your world. But it starts as a seed. That means you have to nurture this seed, give it time to grow. Maybe you have. Again, this is harvest time. But sitting also next to the Magician, I feel like some of you don't realize the power you have within. And not just within, but like your spiritual team that's assigned just to you. They're like, let us do our job. You've been here before. Probably, again, I feel like maybe many lifetimes. You can't help but feel like all of a sudden I feel like this reading is taking a little bit of a turn, but I can't help but feel for someone there could be someone or something coming in that's going to stir your passion. And I feel like if I don't have like true emotional clarity, this is where I'd worry that maybe I would turn it down. Doesn't feel like you're meant to, though. Of course, you have free will. Hmm. I could see this person be a little like someone who may be a little bit older than you. But anyways, okay, we're getting off track here. Number three, what is your personal harvest in love from the past 6 months? And how to celebrate this? Well, boy, do I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is like ushering it in. Movement, choices, and decisions. It's interesting, but I want to say it's always been up to you. The ball has always been in your court. And I mean this in the most loving of ways. I mean, listen, I need that advice myself. And maybe that's what you're learning. You know, I feel like sometimes things come to an end. Of course they do. But I don't want to dam the river in spite of my face, so to speak. But this is about power because I feel like I definitely felt that from your guys, like, that you've always had this power. It's always been in those moments, those movements, just those choices, those decisions, but they're made what? In the moment. Could be a sign also like we don't have to move everything so quickly because it's truly about the journey, not the ultimate destination. I mean, the ultimate destination for many of us is going back home. Okay. Just the Page of Wands. Interesting. Interesting. So, my risk taker, my fool. And I mean that with respect because I feel like that's what the Page Wands, especially with the Knight of Wands out also, like that's been part of the journey. When I fall, that I get back up again. there's nothing wrong with taking time to heal, taking time to reflect, right? But then get back up again. Because this ace, I feel like it's just been waiting for maybe this new beginning. Hmm. Look at this, the Ace of Swords. Ring, ring. Right next to the Ace of Pentacles. Holy cow, what question am I even asking? What is your personal harvest in love from the past 6 months and how to celebrate this? Boy, I feel like for some of you, I cannot help but feel this. There's going to be someone reaching out, probably through the lines of communication, and it feels like you may know each other. Now, with the Hermit and Judgment, it can be past lives, but I feel like the Ace of Pentacles, is what ushers it in. The Ace of Swords feels like how it's coming in. And then maybe from there, this is about your harvest. No wonder it says love begins. Man, okay, okay. Um, how can you prepare yourself to receive love that is truly aligned with your highest good? Here it comes. Look at that. Hope. This is the star card. By the way, 7 and 1 equals 8. So these wishes that are coming to fruition, it is also for like new beginnings. I feel like with movement, choices, and decisions, I either will or I won't. And I don't mean that as pressure. I guess I mean like when the timing feels right for you. Yeah, boy. Oh my God. Look at that. The lovers. The lovers. I mean, come on. Right above hope, the star. The lovers is a head over heart decision. I don't really see a lot of energy of hesitation though, because I feel like once there is clarity, probably of the past, it frees me up. It's like it frees um your energy. It's almost like a symbol to the universe. Oh, she's free now. He's free now, right? The thought system. This they're believing in dreams again and what can be. I call them dreams, hopes, wishes, but why can they not become your reality? They can. It may be different, or it may happen in a different time than like what you planned. But in a way, I feel like isn't everything working out in its perfect timing? Sometimes it's us who wants things like before their time. It's almost like I want love now, or like I want like an apple right now, but the apple is like half ripe. So when I bite into it, it's like, oh, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Versus if I just would have given the time and let that apple come to harvest, then it's juicy. Okay, what's under that? Two of Pentacles. So you're thinking about it. So head over heart decision. This is Pentacles. To me, this is using your head. So, but I often feel like it's using one's logical mind. They call it the juggler's card. I don't see anywhere here where it's like, oh, I'm too busy to love again. You might be busy, but, and by the way, do I feel this is like, well, number one, I feel like you can't plan love. Look at like what brought this about, this emotional clarity, right? This spiritual wisdom after being brought down to our knees, getting back on the horse again, allowing your love to flow without putting a dam in it. Doesn't mean you have to accept every offer, but when you're open, you'll know if something feels right or if it doesn't. And if it doesn't, trust that. If you're truly open, you know? So, the lovers. Interesting because we got 2 pages here, and now we have the lovers who are embracing. We have the Ace of Pentacles ushering this new beginning after the fact. It's like when you're back to you, then I feel like that's the time. I feel like the Ace of Swords right now, it feels like communication. And maybe you are making a decision in that energy. And it can be from this Page of Wands. And I would say, like, doesn't mean it has to be an air sign. Let's just say someone that um, moves more according to their passions. Might be a risk taker, that type of thing. But then again, I feel like don't forget that part of you. And then the lovers, they do feel like the mirror of each other, right? So whatever lessons aren't learned or haven't been learned will be reflected, right? They'll be reflected back. And it's not that it can't be worked through. It's just like, why not learn it back here? So that my energy is already flowing, open, but it's like the Empress. That doesn't mean, I accept everything, right? Maybe I use my logical mind. Listen, I feel like the way this is falling, I don't know how at this point you wouldn't have butterflies and look at that. Looks like the Fool is standing right, or is that the Magician? Standing right in the middle of the starburst. Wow. This reading definitely took a different turn. But I had a feeling it was going to be wild. I'll tell you that. Okay. I may come back and look at a few cards, but let's go to the next question. Because it's funny, I'm asking the question, but then I'm just reading the energy, and it's like I forget what question I asked. I'm just reading what's in front of me, and I'm feeling the energy. But so question 5, how can I heal? Um, how can I heal emotional wounds that may be blocking you from a deeper, more fulfilling connection? I feel like I just asked that question. Now, this is about how to prepare yourself, keep hope alive, use the logical mind. Yeah, at the same time, I want to say there's a lot of passion here. So, okay, but anyway, so how can I heal? So, how can you heal um, emotional wounds that may be blocking you from a deeper, more fulfilling connection? Look at that positive movement forward. Again, it feels like the energy of like it's always been in your court. Positive movement forward. In a way, it's giving you a clue of what energy is being called for. So I think of optimism in that energy. I think of this person is like out on an adventure, right? They're heading towards the sun. It's almost like they're following the sun, but they're on an adventure and they're all by themselves. Hmm, interesting. The unknown card. You know what I feel like what this is saying? Because this is the high priestess and her crystal ball is cloudy, so she can't see. But I feel like what it's saying is we have to release the where is this going to end up and start enjoying the journey. Be comfortable in the unknowing, really, because if you think about it, we're creating it as we go, every moment, every decision, every non decision is a decision. Be comfortable in the unknowing of where it's going to be and enjoy and put positive energy. Like, I feel like this energetic force that's moving this sailboat, that's you. Look at that. What a perfect card to finish on. The wheel. Destiny. No wonder this person is in the sailboat, and listen, they couldn't have picked a smaller boat, right? But it's like they have something in mind and they're going for it. They're not thinking about the safety, the any of that. They're going for it. They're going for it. Why and why? Because I feel like they feel the call of destiny. How beautiful that the wheel is now mirroring the magician. Like holy power. It's like stop and smell the roses. I feel like we're clearing old emotional wounds. Maybe we're saying to ourselves, everything has, its expiration date, so to speak, even relationships. But sometimes it's because that there's something destined that maybe your soul has already planted. Remember, this is about harvest time. And because you're believing and trusting and being in the present moment, I feel like you're becoming more aware to everything. It feels so powerful. I mean, let's leave love out of the picture for a moment. I feel like it's saying, like, the growth that you've had. It's not saying, I feel it. It's like the growth that you've had. Don't diminish it. Be proud of it. Allow your energy to flow. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the decks. Page of Cups again. There's that inner child. But I have to say, a page can also represent what's in the atmosphere. And a page of cups can represent something emotional, can be love. Firm foundation. I feel like this is such an important message because if anything new we begin, anything, we need to think about, are we beginning on a firm foundation? Maybe that's why we don't want to move so quickly, because we're building the foundation as we go. And the firmer the foundation, well, the harder to knock you off of it. Queen of Swords feels like it's speaking of you, your truth. This is someone who represents fairness, what's just in the world. This may be someone whose voice just felt silenced for what, maybe it's interesting because I'm realizing she's mirroring the unknown card. And it may just talk about like needing to find, my authentic voice. And, you being in your authentic energy is going to align you with someone who's in their authentic energy. And that's what you want. You know what I mean? That's what you want. So I feel like whatever energy has been that had their hooks in you or what have you, that made you be anyone other than you. It's like, your guide just saying, nope, be you. And if someone wants to be with you, then they'll make it known. And if someone is playing games with you, if someone's like no response is an answer. And we just have to take that, right? And I don't mean it in a way, I guess I do. Like we just have to face it. And because here's the thing. I feel like down the road, we probably will never think of that person again. Or if we do, we may think, oh my God, thank God I've moved on. I made these choices, right? I put positive energy forward. I feel like these aces, I'm trying to think. Well, let's do this. Let's bring out the clarifying love situations. And even though we're talking a lot about love, I still want you to understand that I feel like this is really speaking about growth, your growth, and like how your spiritual team recognizes that. And they want you to recognize that. Even if you feel down in the dumps, what's the root issue? As it relates to love and you're being who you are, then you deserve someone to love you, right, for who you are. If someone asks you to put on a mask or what have you, no, they may not be a right person, or you them. All right, but this feels the opposite of that. Beyond compare. Don't compare your love to anyone else. It's unique. Beyond compare. Wow. Don't compare your love to anyone else. It's unique. Wow. Lone path. Needing to take time out to be on your own for a while. Needing to take time out to be on your own for a while. That is what the Eight of Cups feels like to me. Like that period of time of really reflecting. This person's walking in nature, and I feel like nature, like, can truly help us reflect. But for some of you, water, like, I almost feel it like a healing tool. Okay. See if anything else wants to come out. Laid to rest. Let go of lingering disputes and make peace together. Interesting. Laid to rest. Let go of lingering disputes and make peace together. And that is a personal choice. Some may say, hell no. But again, a personal choice. All right, let's bring out the romance angels. I definitely feel like this reading is calling for them. And it's so interesting because I did not go into this reading, even though these are love questions. I feel like this reading is so much deeper than I even thought. And that may be why I wrote down, I got a wild feeling. Well, I kind of feel like that wild feeling came true. All right, let's take what's face up first. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Who knows? Someone may introduce you to someone. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. The highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. I felt that. And I felt that's one of the things that you're learning. And then, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Again, exactly what is happening in the Eight of Cups. It may not be easy, but it's that energy of what you know, what you know. Right? I can deny what I know, but I know it. And I feel like in hopefully instead of that, I'm able now to look at the future and all the possibilities that lie ahead of me. I mean, look at them. Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, the Wheel, the Star. Positive movement forward. Look at all the energy, right, that comes after the emotional clarity. It's like the Ace is like, it's what I've been waiting for. But again, I'm going to say that the ball is in your court. It's in your court. And that doesn't mean like everything is always working out for me, but let's say something's not. But the ball is in my court to make a change, to say no more. And this is talking about the highest energy of all. This is not talking about low vibrational energy. Maybe that's what was. And this is really signifying the building of a strong foundation. So if it's relating to love, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Like, just allow it to flow. Even the communication. Like, this definitely feels like, especially with the wheel. I mean, just look at this line. It's like, wow, this could be long, deep conversations. And if you need to be wooed, then allow yourself to be wooed. You know what I mean? Like, just allow it. Okay. I'm going to let that be. Wow. Um, what a wild reading. What a wild reading. But it felt so clear to me. I hope that a lot of you, if not all of you, can feel it the way that I'm feeling it. I hope. That is my wish. So I'm going to let this be. You know, this energy is happening like quickly, but this is just the beginning. And I felt that. I thought, why do a reading that's going to end in a day? It doesn't make sense. Well, now I get it. This is about like what feels like a brand new portal opening up, but like one that maybe we haven't, well, we have experienced, but not, maybe we can't remember it. But it does feel life changing. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let that be. Can't help my eyes drawn over to how we open the reading with the Ace of Cups. Love begins. The very last card is the Wheel, Destiny. Just going to throw that out there. I love you guys. I thank you. See you next time at our table. Bye bye. I can't wait to hear your comments, by the way. Um, this is that type of reading where I feel like claim it. Just claim it. But know that things can happen differently for different people. But it's still like the energy that's flowing our way. So I claim it. Okay. I love you. I thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.